Croatia then registering their first win of the tournament, enough to keep their hopes alive of qualifying for the knockout stages. Panama are done. They are out with one game to play. Ali Moreno and Nicol here to reflect on that 1-0 win from Croatia. Changed in the second half. We were talking about where that goal was going to come for Croatia, Ali, and in the end the changes paid dividend.
Yeah, we were looking for quality in the final third from both of this team. We did not get it from Panama, and we got it slightly more so from Croatia. And while it is the final touch from Ante Budimir, who had just come off the bench, it is the play of Stanisic down the right-hand side and finding the service. A little combination play, and then Stanisic gets us to the end line, puts the ball into a beautiful area, and look, it's a tap-in from my kind of range, and it was a knee bash as well from Ante Budimir, but he doesn't care, neither does Croatia. 1-0 was enough in a match in which, much like the match against Ghana, you felt like Panama deserved more from the game, but they just don't do enough in the final third with all the possession that they have, and they have a lot of intensity and energy and activity, but they get to the final third, nothing happens, and Croatia did just enough. Nothing about this performance from Croatia was impressive. Just, you get the 3 points, Panama are out, and if you're Croatia, you're giving yourself an opportunity to advance onto the next round. But it just feels like Croatia has to improve quite a bit if indeed they're going to feature any longer in this tournament.
Yeah, you can't imagine they're going to go far. I mean, the only thing that separated them from Panama was that one piece of quality.
Great cross, wasn't it, Paul?
I mean, the ball's fantastic, and Budimir does well to knee bash it in, but the ball across did deserve a goal. But yeah, Croatia was so disappointing. I mean, I expected them to control the game, and we talk about the problems they have in the middle of the park as the legs.
Yeah,
with Kovacic and Modric, and if you can't dominate Panama, you know, if you do get out of the group, you're not going much further because, yeah, they really didn't get control of the game. And as Ali said, 100% going forward, we wondered when there was going to be an opportunity, never mind a goal.
Has Modric still got it at all to bring a little bit of spark?
I think you just have to play Luka Modric, and he has to be part of your team. There's a leadership factor and experience factor that comes with him. But now that line of experience and just being old it's very blurry right now for Luka Modric. And I think he gets exposed with players that are more athletic than him, and not necessarily better players, but just more athletic. And that's what we were seeing from the midfield of Panama. Guys that were just running at a different pace around Luka Modric and forcing turnovers. I mean, one of the plays that I thought was representative of what Luka Modric is now becoming, Croatia has a free kick. They have everybody committed forward. They decide to play it short to Luka Modric because apparently he's going to create something. Then just a little bit of pressure from Panama, and he gives it straight to Panama, and Panama go on the counter. Of course, they could not take advantage of it, but that in itself was like, these things did not used to happen as regularly and consistently as they do now for Luka Modric. And it's difficult to make an argument for him, and particularly him and the combination with Kovacic, because then who's doing the running? So you're leaving Pasalic to do a whole lot of the running. He is the one that has to cover the ground, and the numbers just don't add up. So that I find Croatia to be in a very precarious situation in going into the last match against Ghana, because I do think that athletically Ghana will be superior in the midfield, and if indeed they're doing that, then where is it that Croatia is going to find the advantage against Ghana? I just don't see it. So it's going to take something special for them to be able even to get out of the group, given the fact that I don't know if they're going to get a result against Ghana.
You know, unfortunately, Modric has fallen in the trap that a lot of older central midfield players fall into, and that is they go way too deep and sit on top of the centre-backs to get the ball so they can get on it, because they're not getting on it further up the field. And with Modric, you know, he needs to be getting it to have any sort of influence in the game. He needs to be getting it further up the field. He needs to be receiving it from the centre-back in a decent forward area, not going back and standing on top of them and then playing little 5 and 10 yard passes sideways. That's not Modric at his best. So unfortunately, he's kind of fallen into that trap. And because he carries so much weight in that team, his centre-backs aren't going to say, Luka, get yourself further up. You know, they're just going to do as he wants and give him the ball.
Well, part of the reason he's having difficulties finding the ball in those sort of spaces further up the field, is because it gets crowded in there.
Yeah.
And you get people running around you. And now the spaces that used to be so natural for him, and on the turn and on the half turn, and he's already thinking about what the next play is going to be. Those things are not coming nearly as natural for him, and so it's far more comfortable to come and get it from the center back because you have time and you have space, which you don't have over there. And if you don't have the legs to do that little extra 3-yard sprint that you in order to create that angle, then this is when you get in trouble. It's very noticeable to when you watch Croatia that they're having difficulties creating through the midfield and then taking that possession into the attacking half with any sort of quality. And for them to score a goal is hard work. It felt like hard work today. It was hard work, and Panama, it was even harder work for them to be able to not only create but score opportunities.
I think though we should give him a little leeway though. You know, he's not playing in a team like Ronaldo who are playing for him,
Right.
Or Messi. You know. The players around him, in general, are all struggling. You know, Croatia right now are not a great team to watch. They're not that smooth machine that they've been for so long.
Sure.
So that doesn't help him. That makes it harder for him as well. So I think we should give him a little bit of leeway.
Gentlemen, 8 of the third-place teams of the 12 will go through. 4 points, you'll be fine. If Ghana draw against Croatia, both teams are through to the knockout stages. Does that play at all into anyone's hands going into this next round? Or if you're Ghana, you're going for it because you want to top the group?
If you're already through, you've got to try and win the game.
Yeah.
If you're already through, you may as well go and try and win the game.
Yes.
Now, winning the game with your starting 11 is the question.
Right.
But in terms of the mental side of it, I would suggest it's a bit of a free hit, and the manager can if he wants try some players, he can give some players some games. But at the end of the day, they're going to go into this game and try and win it. Whether it's the starting 11, I'm not so sure.
England-Panama, what does this result mean for that clash with Panama being eliminated?
It was always going to be England to carry everything in that game, the possession, the quality of play. Now, because it was a less than spectacular performance against Ghana, I think there's an additional motivation for England to build momentum going into the knockout stage. I imagine that you're going to get 60 minutes of quality from England and from their starters, and depending how those 60 minutes go, then you're Thomas Tuchel, you're making decisions in terms of rotating players. But I believe that because you struggle against Ghana, there's every opportunity, every chance that England will feature everybody they need to feature for that game against Panama, and they're going to take it very seriously for the first hour or so, and then see where that takes them. I imagine that the best of England for 60 minutes against Panama will be more than enough to make that game 2-0, 3-0, and then after that, rotations will come.
A lot more on that turgid performance from England on our live show tonight, ESPN 2, midnight. Be sure to join us as we reflect on everything we've seen today, including that masterclass from Cristiano Ronaldo.